on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. It's Thursday night. It's time to play some games. We're going to play some Replaced tonight. I'm looking forward to this. Hope you're all having a good Thursday. I'm just going to make sure everything's all lined up the way we need it. Amuse yourself in the meantime. Get in the chat. Say hello. Tell us how you're doing while I'm just getting everything sorted out. Yeah, that should be fine. It has been a crazy day. A very crazy day. Jack's nae chat tonight. I just spoke to you. But, actually, I'm going to reply to your text message right now. Hang on. Basically, Amy's a lost cause, so Gemma's the new hotness, right? Anywho. Yep, so it is Thursday night. We're going to have a little bit of a stream tonight. We're going to play a little bit of Replaced that's came out my way this week. It has been an absolutely mental week for me over here on a bunch of stuff that I'll talk about a little bit of it during the stream, but I can't talk about much of it. Yeah, I just noticed we have... Shout out to Leon. I don't think I mentioned it when he re-upped for 39 months over on Twitch earlier, which was great. Actually, yeah, Jack, I'm not going to keep reading our text messages over Twitch because this is, and YouTube, because this is archived, this is public. Also, for anyone who's like, who are you talking about? What is going on? Jack, who's in the chat, is my brother. And also, we've not been keeping in touch as much of late because we've both been super busy. So we were just chatting on by text before I came on stream. And then it's like, hey, are we going to keep this conversation going? Maybe we shouldn't. That seems like a risky proposition. But yeah, we'll probably talk a little bit about some of the stuff that has been going on during the stream once things kick off. There's a bunch of stuff I can't talk about yet, but we're going to announce a bunch of stuff very soon, which is very exciting. But yeah, let's maybe have a look at this game, because I'm getting a lot of press keys get sent my way at the moment, and I actually don't have a lot of time to play. So I'm like, right, well, I got into the habit recently. I've been able to jump online for a couple hours on a Thursday. We'll play a couple games for a few hours. And it's funny because right now all my gaming has been exclusively recording stuff for upcoming YouTube episodes. In fact, this week, I'm playing a couple of games that we're about to interview some developers for future episodes. I've been playing those games. We'll talk about them in a few weeks, but like I'm writing my design dive episode on Dark Souls 3, and I am very deep in Dark Souls 3 right now. So I'm playing a lot of that. But last week we played Ether and Iron, which was the kind of visual novel kind of narrative RPG, deco punk narrative RPG. I was going to say, I saw a bunch of people in the chat saying that they both, you know, during the stream and afterwards said that they really liked that. I haven't had a chance to go back to it. I played a little bit on Steam Deck, I think on like Sunday or something, but it's been, I've not had an awful lot of free time. I'm working quite a lot at the moment on some stuff you will find out about and some stuff that will remain behind closed doors because we're currently doing a couple of projects right now with some game studios. However, tonight, why is that not fucking loaded? Jesus Christ, you fucked my transition. We're going to play, there we go, we're going to play a bit of Replaced. So I got sent a key for this, and kind of been interested in checking this out. I've been hearing a lot of hype for it. It's kind of done as a 2.5D style platformer, very much kind of evoking, well, certainly when I looked at the trailer, it looked an awful lot like kind of Prince of Persia, like old school Prince of Persia and like Flashback and stuff like that, which is most certainly my jam. So I'm very keen to try it out. S. Brookman says, hey Tommy, finally YouTube is starting to send notifications for live streams. Have fun, the game looks awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, like YouTube streaming is really weird. Like, it's funny because I think most people watch us on YouTube when I stream. I'm dual streaming to Twitch at the same time, but people tend to say that Twitch is like a more stable experience for them. But anywho, so already this audio is just, it's cool, but it's like really going through me. I need to like get into this. So let's just get started, I guess. I think everything is set up. I went in and did all my settings earlier. Got the subtitles on, rebalance the audio. I am playing, the controls on keyboard look quite intimidating. Frankly, I was like, oh, this looks like an awful lot of like an awful lot of my hand having to move. I've actually sort of sprained a little bit of my left hand. I don't know, sometimes I get this when I'm on my computer a lot and I'm typing a lot, is like I really sprain my knuckles in a weird way. I don't know, I think it's just because I'm like sitting like that the whole time. So yeah, my middle and like ring finger are quite sore right now. So I was like, no, controller. And then I remembered I gave Matt my spare Xbox controller. So we're running on a PS5 controller tonight. All right. Game difficulty. Normal for players who want a balanced adventure. Enemies deal standard damage, have standard health, and are fairly aggressive. 2 med stims are replenished after every combat. All right then. Let's get in there. Also, this room's really hot because I just finished rendering a video for we're now uploading the videos from the AI and Games conference from last year. I'm still doing the final pass edits on a lot of them. So I just finished editing one over during my afternoon coffee today, and then I rendered it while I was having dinner. So here we go. Yeah, like my office is quite hot because the room really gets heated up when my computer's chunking away on putting a new video together. This is an automatically generated warning. The operator's work time has been exceeded by 7 hours. This is an automatically executed command, switching reach from background mode. This is an automatically executed command, accessing camera feed. I ain't reading all that. Oh. October 29th, 1984. Phoenix City, United States of America. Warren Marsh. You know, he's spending too much time in the reach. It wouldn't be the first time I've been accused of having unstable brain activity. Wonder if this is all like, was this crowdfunded or something? Is that where all the names come from? That would be kind of cool if that was something that he did. Rolf Bird. Oh, his birthday's this weekend. All right. Hey, Leon. Indeed, that's it. I speak your name, you turn up. It's all good. I'm all right. It's been a hectic week. We've got a lot going on over here right now, and I am tired. I also didn't sleep particularly well the last 2 nights, which isn't helpful, but your emotional receptors are in overdrive. All right. Oh, close friend passed away. Did he die of a broken heart because you didn't get out of that fucking helmet and not like go and hang out and have dinner or something? A lot of dialogue in here. You are unstable, Warren. Operator critical. I am ceasing all operations for today. Please return when you are emotionally stable. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, that doesn't look promising. So the game's got this kind of like retro 2.5D aesthetic that I saw beforehand, where it's sort of, you know, 3D modeled, but with like kind of pixel style texturing, and then I think the protagonist is like fully animated sprites. Oh, here we go. Widescreen. Oh, is Reach in his head? Is Warren still in his head? Oh no. So it's kind of Shadow Complex-esque, I think, but it isn't. But as you can see, like, so that's like the environment is 3D rendered for sure. But look at the textures on the 3D assets; they're very lo-fi, kind of chunky pixels. But he's a fully animated sprite, very nicely put together too. And notice how the lighting is influencing the quality of the, yeah, like first of all we're getting real-time shadows there as well, but also the lighting on him is being influenced by that. That's kind of neat. So this is a dead end. Oh, he's got an obnoxious ponytail. Like I didn't once tie my hair back like that in a previous life. It says hold X while running to jump even higher, but I haven't figured out what the run button is. If there's a run button, I don't know what it is. So, whatever. You are of special importance. No, I want to help this little man. Yo, no. Oh, right. No, I climb up. There we go. I really... Oh, that's quite clever. That it kind of... They lean into it and then turn. Right, so he keeps talking. Am I to just assume that I am now Warren and we don't hear Warren's voice anymore? I quite like how the camera's not flat, but it kind of leans into the space periodically and plays with the angles. All right. Is there anything here first? No. Yeah, it's a really nice setup and orientation. Also, a shout out in case anyone's watching, like, oh, that's where he is. I had a lot of people asking me if I was going to be around at London Games Festival this week, given I am London-ish, and I have just not had the time really to get away from my desk. Because I know New Game Plus is happening. Is that today and tomorrow? I think. Head back to the Reach Lab. Nope, that's a dead end. And also George and Sally were over at the Games for Change event, which was yesterday, I think. I hope that went well. It slightly slowed us down on our conference plans because they're busy over there. So I'm dealing with some admin related to the conference, and then it's like, oh, that's a Sally question. I'll wait till next week before we can get an answer for that, because she's quite busy. I like that the audio that's coming through there is like muffled and distorted, so you can't really figure out what it is. Like, they could still have done it at that quality, but it seems like they've kind of deliberately muffled it and made it kind of blah blah blah. It's like an artistic choice, which is kind of neat. Oh, he looks serious. Oh, they're the police. Okay. Oh, Leon, so your grant proposal's gone in. Congrats on getting it done. Fingers crossed it all goes your way. And indeed, yes, we had Jeff. So the first two talks from the AI Games Conference 2025 are now live on YouTube. We have Jeff Orkin's, was it 1 Trillion Parameters and No Plans talk, which was very good and quite surreal, as you'll know when you watch it, because it ends with a demo that turns into a kind of meta joke about all things AI in games, which was kind of crazy. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Ow. Yeah, I really like the keeping him as like this fully animated 2D character, and then like using a lot of visual effects and playing with the camera orientation and stuff like that. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. I think we should run. Maybe the game can teach me how to run. Get him! Amazing. We managed to avoid all the cops because they're already inside and we are not. Also, I like that all the jumps have that heft to them of like, every time I jump, there's always like a little half second as he kind of recovers as he does his next thing. Standard protocol says the troopers must help the survivors, not eradicate them. That must be a fatal error. Yes, so we had Jeff come and present, and that was great. And then also the other talk that we put live this week is Richard Kogelnig from Havoc, talking about a really interesting technical problem in games. It was one of the talks that I remember I was chatting with some friends before we ran the event, and they were like, oh, this sounds... They were like, oh, what kind of stuff have you got? Because, like, you know, a lot of the talks we had were kind of, some of them were LLMs and machine learning even, or generative, and a lot of people were like, I don't really care about that. And I told them about Richard's talk, and they're like, oh, I'm fucking there. Because his was about what he called cross-platform determinism. So how do you build debug pipelines that allow you to support, like particularly for AI behaviors and stuff like that, that you're getting parity in performance and execution across different platforms. So like, hey, I've wrote this piece of code for my AI, but it'll execute under the hood slightly differently on like PlayStation chipset versus Xbox versus PC. And then how do you use things like how you can do like kind of time travel debugging. It was a really interesting like technical talk, and Richard did a really great job of it, and I'm just gonna keep running. I made a game about that. Oh mate, come on, get up! Oh no! I had no control there. As soon as I tripped over, he was like, nah, I'm dead. But the cops did have accuracy of stormtroopers until then, and then it all went a bit Pete Tong, but... And so some of these are like actual, like, it's like some of this is 3D models with like appropriate shaders on it, and then others it's like this is all like 2D pixel art. It's kind of interesting the approach that they've taken with it. Right, let's try this again. I'm digging the big synth energy soundtrack all the way through it. Oh, there's another guy. Shit. Keep on running. Uh-oh. Oh, that doesn't look good. Shit. Yeah, certainly the movement definitely feels a little inside and like games of that ilk. Like it's got that kind of weight to it. In a way that like it's kind of borrowing both from the flashback stuff and from the kind of more contemporary stuff like inside. I don't know what happened there. That seemed to knock me forward slightly or what have you. Uh-oh. Oh no. The drones. The drones got him. All right, so far, like, I mean, it's really setting up the stakes and everything else. The controls are like right now, like the gameplay has largely just been running, and like that bit is quite well done because it's all timed down quite. I remember I did a video on the second channel years ago, and like when I reviewed Inside, I think it was about. Was it Inside? It was one of those games where it was like one of those segments where they time it down to they focus test it again and again and again, so that the average player will always succeed when they should have. Right, am I supposed to thrive here or do something? Here we go. Oh, that's... like it's... I guess this is kind of pulling on the same 2.5D as like those, was it those Square Enix games, but it's doing it for like old school, like kind of 2D style platforming. So that was the prologue complete, apparently. Yeah, if I remember right, this is a dev team. There's about a dozen developers. They've been working on this, I think, for about 8 years. I think something like that. I mean, power to them. There we go. Appropriate trench coat. The water's... It's not quite doing reflections, but it's... I quite like that it also has, like, if you notice his feet plop in the water. Yep. Do I get his gun? Oh, geez, okay. That was a pivot. Who is the stubborn bastard he was referring to? Stephen. Alright. Yeah, I'm also hoping that we can... I was actually really hoping... I was maybe going to not stream tonight and maybe stream tomorrow, but I've got plans. I'm out seeing friends tomorrow night, and because like Pragmata drops tomorrow, and I've already got that pre-ordered. I'm looking forward to playing it because I just finished Resident Evil 9, so I haven't really, outside of content gaming, the only other games I've been playing is the stuff... Ooh. Turns into a baton. The only other stuff I've been playing is what you're seeing on stream. So I was like, oh, well, you know, maybe we'll do something there, because I'm now gonna go back and start replaying a bit. I want to go back and replay RE9. I might have to do it later in the year right now, because I'm playing so many games for YouTube purposes right now that it's like gaming time is weirdly limited. Come on. And a note. Don't steal my drugs. Ooh, we have a mysterious benefactor. All right. Rest down to restore health. Med stims are limited, but they are partially replenished when combat encounter starts, depending on game difficulty. Yes, it said earlier we would get 2. Ah, cool. I like the the thumb moving is a really nice touch. Usable syringe fill. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, the gun is a Huxley. That's cool. I like that. Did I ever see a movie called Upgrade? I don't think so. Don't think so. Does not ring a bell straight away. No. Audio logs. Oh, it's music. Oh, that's a platforming puzzle, right. Up we go. Here we go. Guy gets a chip to repair spinal damage to walk again. No, I have not seen that then. Maybe I should go and have a look for it. Right. This game loves having you roll down, like slide down hills. Big hill sliding energy for sure. Oh, that's neat. Phoenix City. We need to get to the lab. Okay. So it's gave me a gun, but it hasn't told me how to use it yet. I'm assuming we're going to get into a combat encounter real soon that's going to force me to figure that out. Quite digging the orange haze. It's a really nice visual. Oh, shit. They really love playing with the camera panning around the player at key points. Like the bit earlier when the cop got us and I was pinned up against the railing, it like totally moved around, and like even you get the kind of Dutch angle thing where it rotates for a second. Termite Dale. Life behind the wall. Aye, okay. Okay, so red is dodge, yellow is counter. Easy. Oh, that's nice. The animations are contextually shifting based on where the player, where the enemy was, what my angle, where my orientation was relative to them, and that was quite neat. That was quite that felt satisfying to do, which is nice as well. All right, I will read the scans later. Let's keep going. I used your body to kill them, Warren. I used your body. Okay. Somebody left a newspaper, like, on the wall. Trinity catastrophe, 20 years later. Looking back, the catastrophe began long before the 16th of July 1945. No one asked us if we wanted those military tests. No one ever told us what radiation was. The aftermath of the explosion was just a manifestation of a systemic governmental indifference towards the people. The priority of politicians was to silence the witnesses and cover up the real scale of the catastrophe. Instead of saving lives, they were desperate to save face. As a result, hundreds of thousands of American lives were lost, and almost a third of our territory became unlivable for us, our children, and generations to come. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of lore in this. Oh my goodness, oh no, we're halfway. We're two-thirds. Still in the total economic and social collapse, in the whirlwind of massive civil unrest, our nation has risen from the radioactive ashes. Phoenix Initiative was born. I don't know why I immediately went Richard Nixon there. A comprehensive network of private hospitals, research facilities, charity organizations, and shelters, handwoven by the caring citizens united by the common goal of fighting death and destruction. Today, the initiative was evolved into a full-scale corporation that continues to inspire and support people in the pursuit of a better society. Strong and reliable, working hard to keep the nation healthy, well-fed, and protected. All right. Can I... Yeah, that's what I was about. Can I move this? There we go. I never like when games make you stop what you're doing to read story information. It really breaks up the flow. Yeah, like I'm like on one hand, I'm like, oh, well, we should probably read some of this because this lore is probably important. But at the same time, I'm like, let me just get on with the game. Like find other ways potentially to deliver some of that. But hey, jinx. He tripped and died. Pum pum pum. Come the fuck in. Who the fuck are you? Could have killed him by now. Just saying. Oh, the time there, the window for the parry was actually quite large. Because I thought maybe I could just push through it and then... Nice. A board game box. Phoenix Pulley. Okay. No sign of non-aggressive humans. Just these pesky aggressive ones. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Wait. I need to go there. Up. Then. There we go. Up, up, and away. Loves having us fall down these, either sliding down a bank, or it's like, hey, let's have you. Oh, we're walking into the city then. Just straight down the road. No one's going to see us coming that way. All right. Time for the evening's iron brew. They started stocking the bottles in my local supermarket. So fucking happy. Don't have to go to the other side of town. I used to have to go to one of those little discount stores because it was the only place that actually stocked it. North American Trucking Association. Again, I immediately started thinking Nixon. Right. Focus. Let's go. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing Pragmata when it comes out. When it comes out tomorrow, I won't have time to play it tomorrow. I'll be too busy, but I'm thinking my partner's away out on Sunday, so I might do like a lazy Sunday stream where I actually play a bunch of it on camera and show it off for people who are interested. I'm curious if anyone else is going to try and pick it up. Jack, I mean, you could pick it up because it will be in your family Steam library. Those who live outside the walls are provided with all necessities. I think that might be a lie. There are worse. I don't think I can do a George W. or a Bill Clinton. I mean, just Bill Clinton kind of just... You just kind of go into like almost stoner. I don't really think I could do a George W. Just sounds like disrespectful, like hick impression half the time. Those are weird looking... Are they like garden gnomes, or am I just going to find out now those like these tiny little people aren't garden gnomes? They're going to chase me. Bum bum bum. A train? That's not a train. He does. I do feel like no, it is kind of almost a train, or is it just a car? You. Yuck, 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 yuck. Oh, shit. I was like really proud of myself for that first one where I was just like a glove, just like snuck by, and then that next one is like, nope. Guy's got very good sight, or like very good aim. Alright. Stop here. Yeah, I get what... I get how to do it. Come to think of you, David Hasselhoff. Why did David Hasselhoff not appear in Broforce? There wasn't a David Hasselhoff character in Broforce, was there? Oop. Man, Broforce was a good laugh. Jack, you and I played quite a bit of that, didn't we? Oop. What's that? Killer ship. Keep moving. Keep moving. Before he twigs. And that way. Oh, Tango Fiesta, that's going back a few years as well. I don't think Roper's on stream tonight. I think he's in the chat, so he can't talk all about that. I was like, am I missing something by not coming down here? But no, it was... Oh, I did actually miss something. Nice. I saw the online discourse this week was about Unk games, and I'm assuming this qualifies as an Unk game. Because it's what, going to be like 10, 12 hours of story. And slow-paced gameplay. Uh-oh. Yep, not much I can do there. Oh, shit. Woo! That was close. I like how they immediately started introducing guns. They're just like, no, you're gonna have to start dodging guns now. Is there anything over here first? No. Nope. He's back. Nope. I'm gonna say, I'm assuming I shouldn't move it while he's looking at it. Lesson learned. Because apparently the guy just doesn't have anything along the lines of like object permanence. As soon as he stops looking at it, he's like, that thing was always there. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's a really nice looking game, I have to say. Like, I'm really enjoying the aesthetic of it. The sound design's also quite nice as well. Oh crap, here we go. I like how in an almost Arkham style, they are moving around behind me. Ah, shit. They go into the background to get around me. Which is quite nice. Ooh. All right. Yeah, it's quite, like, I like that they've essentially built the Arkham system in 2D. It's quite a neat idea. Nice to see a game so inclusive to snipers with short-term memory loss. Indeed, poor guys. They have a tough time of it. Oh, crap. Nice. Wasn't there another game like this with a different name? I remember seeing a trailer with similar aesthetic many years ago. I wouldn't know what we're referring to. Oh shit, I need to run. Run! Faster than that, dumbass! There we go. Well, you can bet this will be a fighting area. I mean, I've seen other 2.5D games, but I can't think of one that's trying to do this sort of kind of old school. You know, I'm getting you know, as much as people were saying, oh, it's like Inside and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm actually getting much more Flashback vibes, which was a game that I loved when I was a kid. I don't think I ever actually finished Flashback, now that I think about it, because I never owned it. I used to rent it back in the day. Back when you used to go out and rent games in the video store. Remember that? I think there's some shinies up here. Mine more coal for a better tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Like, the game has been in development for something like 8 years. So there's a good chance that you might have actually seen the trailer for this game. I still expect the old video hire place to be there when I go to my local shopping centre. The last... You think you're a big deal, you prick? Let me tell you something, brother. I'm gonna rip you a limb from... No, you're not. No, you're not. Right, one's got a gun. There we go. Let's go get the guy with a gun. There's a big guy at the back. I'm assuming he's going to be the boss battle once I get the rest of them out the way. Oh, that was nice. I jumped into him and just immediately kicked him when I did it. So if you're within a certain jump range, your jump attack, like, jumps and hits them, which is kind of neat. Alright. No, this guy. Oh, big guy. Oh, there we go. He does a 1-2. I was waiting for that. Like, do the 1-2. Yeah, this the third time around. It's the 1-2. There we go. Yeah, like, I remember the last video store I used to go to, there was a Blockbuster Video in Edinburgh when I was in grad school there. So this is like 20 years ago. Because I used to rent, I used to rent PS2 games out of it and rip them because I had a modded PS2 at the time. So I used to rent movies and games and just rip them and put them on my DVD, like, and then like copy them on my DVD drive. Hell yeah, that's a cool looking car. The rain effects there look really gorgeous. Did you see that, Jazz? There was a game called The Last Light that is in development hell, I think, because the developer... What was that? The developer was basically a Gamergator. Well, no, nothing lost there then, I guess. The last video game I rented was the Singularity for PS. I never played the Singularity. Brought it back before the store before the rental period was over. Okay, so I was about to ask, should I play the Singularity? Apparently the answer is no. Oh, there we go, but... I'm taking you to a safe place. We're about to make like a banana and split. Yeah, I remember, like, so I was going to say, like, Jack's in the chat, like, when I subsequently then had like all these copies of like X-Men Legends 2, and like I think we had like, I think, did we buy Hulk Ultimate Destruction, or did I rip it from there? And then like all these other PS2 games that we used to play a lot. They hide in old shafts and use mining equipment to hunt us for fun. Phoenix Core dumps its waste here. No, we didn't. No, we did not buy shit. I think the first game, one of the first games, because you had a PlayStation 2 already, because you were the PlayStation 1 in the house. I didn't. The first PlayStation I actually bought, like, firsthand, directly from like as a brand new console, was the PS5. Because the PS4 I never had one. The PS2 I got a like factory fixed one and then modded it. And then the PS3 stole from my old work. And then the PlayStation 4, or actually if I remember right, I borrowed your PS4 for ages because I was making videos about PlayStation games. So yeah, the PS5 is actually the first console I bought myself for me. And then I think the first game, I only bought 2 games for PS2 and I copied all the other ones. I'm a shameless person, I should not be encouraged. But I think like the 2 games I bought were The Punisher. Remember that one? The third person, that was fucked up, that was great. And Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which is the only GTA game that I actually liked. Come on, have you seen the frickin' wall? It's in Super Bowl. Give it to Sega, at least. Right, the Saturn games were harder to copy, but the Dreamcast was really easy. Like, I mean, I never actually used to copy the Dreamcast games, but I knew a guy. I found a guy on eBay who used to sell copies of Dreamcast games, and he became quite a reliable guy to get games from. So sometimes I would buy a couple of games. I would like spend like 20 quid and buy like 4 games off him or something like that. And then if I really liked a game, I would actually go out and buy the official copy of it. But sometimes I just couldn't find a game. I couldn't find certain Dreamcast games I wanted in the UK. Like I still have, I still have my Dreamcast here, but I always remember Rolf Herd. Yes, the interrogation QuickTime events that would go black and white as it did it, because then it was like super gory and violent. It was great. Yes, a very kid-friendly game, absolutely. Yeah, like sometimes there was Dreamcast games I just couldn't get a hold of in the UK. Like I've still got to this day a press copy of Spawn in the Demon's Hand by Capcom. Because 1, I love that game. 2, it's janky as shit, and it was very much of the Power Stone arcade style combat of the era. Also, I was a huge Spawn fan in the late 90s. I still kind of read it sometimes. Yeah, Jack, you're right. I think it was only it was like they censored it in I think the UK or maybe other countries with the black and white, but the other countries didn't do it before. That does not sound like the best vacation. All right. CD Projekt Red literally made their start basically doing the same things, and now there's GOG. Don't think anything that will ever happen today in today's climate. Yeah, American litigation. Remember Manhunt 2 on the Wii? They tried to censor the violence with filters, but it ended up being even more disturbing. They literally brought up Manhunt on the Giant Bombcast, and I thought, God, I haven't thought about that game. Like this week, they brought it up, and I thought, I haven't thought about that game in a long time. I never played Manhunt 2. Even though I probably should have, on the basis of like it's the one violent game on the Wii. I should just get it. Yeah, I can imagine the Punisher game never did end up making it to Australia. Like, you guys tend to be a bit stricter about like the way game ratings work in Australia has always struck me as really weird. Bring back bendy plastic lens thing that you put over your CRT as a copyright protection. Oh, he has. Does he have an eye patch or shades? I can't tell. Piece of fucking junk. There's a weird girl at the arcade inside the station hall. She always carries a pair of binoculars with her. I had to buy them all for once, but all she did was mutter crap about friends and high scores. Strange counting, right? 1 and 2, an old termite is stalking you. 3 and 4, your mom won't see you anymore. 5 and 6, termite will chop you into bits. 6 bits, nah, not quite. 7, 8, he'll grill and serve you on a plate. 9 and 10, now you're a meal for Uncle Ben. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we'll come back to that later. Right, so there's a lot going on here. The evil computer controls the government. What do you think? Right, I'm assuming there's going to be like a bunch of tasks for me to complete. Find the bar, find a girl in the arcade room, and that's the hospital. Oh yeah, I remember that, Bruckman, about like censoring of violence in Germany specifically. It was like green blood and stuff like that on some of these. 5-6 Tommy gets his PS2 game copy fixed. To be fair, I actually went away a while ago and actually got a bunch of like ISOs for old PS2 games with the intent to maybe do something with it at some point. It was for an episode idea that I never did. I'm a doctor, not a goddamn engineer. Hey, Yo-Yo, a visit. All right. Are you the only doctor here? So I'm waiting to like, how far can I walk in one direction before the game forces me to turn around? There we go. You still have that chipped PS2? Yeah, I remember like some weekends I would just, when I had nothing else planned, had a lazy, if I wasn't working the comic book store one day, I would go to the shop. I would go to Blockbuster, spend like 15 quid on renting a bunch of games and movies, and I would just rip them all that night into the following day and then take them back. And you know, the thing was, like, when I'm literally taking like 3 PS2 games at once, and I think you could rent them for like up to 5 days or something like that. But you know, that way the guy's looking at me and it's like, he fucking knows what I'm doing. Oh, the chipped PS1 with the spring. I remember that. And you had to use the wee spring thing, and that was a pain in the ass sometimes because it didn't always work. God, where did we get that chipped? There used to be like a handful of places in like Greater Glasgow. I want to say Partick. It was somewhere in Partick or whatever we took it to. Oh, that guy's... Need to come back later. Alright, so clearly there must be another place to be doing stuff. Alright, there's a lot going on. Yes, I remember that. You had to use the boot disc. And then, like, because you had to, like, use the spring so that the PlayStation didn't recognize you'd opened the lid and force the OS to go back to the dash. And then, yeah, so you ran the boot disc and then it would get to a certain point and it would tell you put in the actual copy and then you put the copy game in. And then, what was it? I think it was the PS, because then the PS2, we had the little plastic shimmy, because we had to, like, the boot disc would load in, and then you'd have to, like, go in and, like, we had to take a bit of the cover off so you could then get in a latch and then, like, pull the drive out. Oh, copy protection, where you used to have to enter the codes from the manuals. I remember that. I remember there was, I'm trying to remember. There was one game my friends and I snuck, I think we'd borrowed a PC game or whatever. There was like a local digital library in Johnson it was in, where you used to be able to get games and stuff, and one of them had like one of these books, and I remember we actually managed to photocopy it in the school library. No, this is the... Never played an arcade game. Rectifier, just like in a ticket machine. All right. Yeah, it was like some games it would be like, oh, you have to the copy protection was like, right, I need you to write down the fifth word on the third the fifth word on the third line of page 17. And you'd have to go in and like find it and then type it, and it was so fucking onerous. And then that was the trick, was like, if one of you managed to copy the game, then you photocopied the book and gave it to everybody else. Not that we didn't just buy all the games, went, you know, fully illegally. I mean, of course, yes. I mean, nowadays we do, well, unless we get press keys like this, for example. Or lots of other weird ways where games end up. So it's funny, because we've been doing a lot of streaming recently, and I've been offered press keys to do coverage, because we've actually covered a lot of games in the last couple of weeks that have been offered to me. Like, so it's like Keymailers, like one of these sites for press and influencers or whatever else to get keys. I now get sent a lot more keys and offers for keys, because they're like, oh wow, you cover a lot of stuff, and I'm like, not really. Just take the whole thing back. Just ripped all the electrical components out. Perfect. Oh, why is that? Yep. Oh no, that's stuck. Oh, there we go. Yes, and indeed, Metal Gear Solid 1 turned it into a mechanic. Which was funny, because I remember... yeah, it was always one of those things, like certain games, when you tried to emulate them, it was really difficult to do it, and Metal Gear Solid was one of them. Because I remember I had an emulator where it's like, oh, right, it's going to change the controller now. I'm like, shit! Or that question came up, and you're like, I don't know. How do I do this? Hello, friend. All right. Beat my high score. Okay. Oh, God. You're so far away. Right, okay, and then I've got to move. Hang on. How do I move things? Oh, hang on. Which one's the donor? Right. What am I doing? It's not giving me the... Oh, there we go. Ah, fucking hell. That's a very roundabout way of doing things. Don't you dial me! Right, there we go. Yeah, the scissors weren't quite lining up right, so I was like, why is it not fucking working? But there we go, we figured it out. How do I get more time? Oh, what do you mean there's a fourth person? I ain't got time for this. I got to donate. Oh, shit. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, we got one. Oh. This is stressful. What are you talking about? Here's me just... Come on. So what was the top score? I didn't actually notice. Fuck! Right, we can do it. Oh, you son of a bitch. Changed its mind. Right, 3 donors. Get us started. Now that I know what I'm doing, we can make this happen. This feels like exactly the sort of game you would have played on like a, I don't know, ZX Spectrum or something like that back in the day. Is that meant to be like his kidney or something? Or is it just like random shrapnel in his body? Alright, we're at 900. Come on. I will catch up with the chat momentarily. I'm taking this very seriously. Like, we need to do good here. Goodness sake, you're so far away. Right. I don't trust the stick for this at all. I'm having to do all this on the D-pad. At least the PlayStation has like some half-decent D-pad. Focus. We're doing good. We are making progress. We got 5 donors this time. All right. Son of a bitch. Oh, top score was 5,000, wasn't it? We're at 4,700 now. Let's go. We're going to set the top score so that nobody beats it after this. Oop. Right, come on. I'm kind of done with this now. Can we just... Can we just move on? Probably some obscure Steam achievement or something for getting a certain score. This is the sort of thing, if there was an achievement for this back when, in the olden days of the Xbox 360, I would have spent ages trying to get it. Because that's exactly what I used to do. See if I could like 100% games and get all the achievements in them and stuff like that. Now I don't care. I'm like, every now and then if the game is modestly interesting, I'd be like, sure. Kick his ass! Right. I should tell Susan I kicked her fucking ass. Right, Susan? Yep, that's all well and good. I want your fucking binoculars. Super extra mega hyper best friend. Well, obs, right. Just do not break them. Of course not. Somebody else will break them. Where's your mum? She's one in the mines. Oh god, okay. Speaking of chipped consoles, heard a while ago that apparently the Xbox 360 demo for Rock Band Deluxe is used to jailbreak the console and run ROMs. Okay. Yeah, there's always like every now and then you find like there's one game that becomes really important in jailbreaking a console. Because everyone's like, oh yeah, like this is the game you use and then you trigger this thing in it. Or run it in this particular way, and that allows you to jailbreak the console and then do it because it's some weird like memory mapping issue or something like that, and it allows them to do something that they want to do with it. I'm trying. There's one on the Wii, and it's bugging me right now as to what it was. I think it might have been a Zelda. All right, there we go. So I feel like this has really killed the pace of the game a little bit. I was like, yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and then the game's like, wow, wow, wow. Like, right, yep. Hang on, he went upstairs, didn't he? said he was coming up here. All right, there you go, mate. Turn on the fucking generator already. All right, fine. You'll just burn his eyes out. All right, that's done. Is he just like, oh, my eyes? Oh, okay. May return. Complete David's quest in chapter 2. Okay. What a dumbass. Ugh. Oh yeah, Jack, because you're talking about jailbreaking your 360, but how did you get on with that other machine? You bought like one of those like glorified ROM devices that is just ripping everything, that's just ripping all these old games, right? All right, so you'll come back later. Leon, thanks for checking in. Have a good one, and we'll maybe catch you at the weekend. Right, so the generator's not working, so I need to go back to the guy at the hospital way at the other end. That's how you complete that quest line, I guess. Doopy 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 doo. But yeah, like this week, outside of playing game like content related games, it's just been Dark Souls 3 for me. I've actually got quite far into it now, I think. Don't know if we get any Dark Souls 3 players here, but I'm in Irithyll Dungeon. I've actually just passed through Irithyll Dungeon, and I completely bypassed. There's the Irithyll, basically the path. There's like the kind of the townscape that takes you up towards Anor Londo, and I haven't bothered doing the boss there yet. I went all the way down into the Irithyll Dungeon instead, so I probably need to go and do some bosses at the weekend. I've had a good track record with bosses in Dark Souls 3. More often than not, it's like second, third attempt I get it. It's funny, Ben, who does our audio, he's like a really big oh, hang on. I biffed it, I think. Yeah, I did turn on the fucking generator. What are you talking about? Or I thought I did it. There was a what was it? Getting Dark Souls running on a PS1 emulator. No, I did not. I did not see that. Yo-Yo has the regulator I need. All right, fucking. Find the bar. The next destination is the bar inside the station. Several people there may help us. Doctor needs help. He requires a spare part from Yo-Yo's workshop, which we haven't found Yo-Yo's workshop, so we need to go and find that. I was actually watching someone using a cheat program in Dark Souls 3 to help communicate parts of it, how it works, and I was, because it was like there's a particular enemy in Irithyll Dungeon. It's the jailers, who are a pain in the ass, and I was trying to figure out how they're designed, and then somebody's actually went away and like, here's how they actually work, and they were able to visualize like hitboxes and stuff like that, and that was quite neat. I might try and use that if we do another Souls-like or a Soulsborne episode. Well, we're going to have another episode of Design Dive at least on Dark Souls 3, and then I'm always looking at whether or not we'll do another episode of the main series on Soulsborne game. Hot dogs. So this was clearly where I was meant to go. I just kept going the wrong way, sorting all these other side quests instead. Tempest has got a kind of almost Star-Lord vibe to him. Bloodborne, okay. Oh, there was the game that was like the PS1 demake of Bloodborne, if I remember right. Yeah, like it's kind of one of those. I think that was the thing that that maybe that No Clip was talking about. There was also like the Bloodborne kart racer or something, which I don't know if that ever actually came out, because there was the whole thing that they had to like redo all the art because they were like, we're working on this thing, we're making a Bloodborne kart racer, and everyone's like, oh, that's dope, oh, that's cute. Sony, hopefully they don't notice it, and then like they were like, we're bringing it out, and it got so much hype that Sony's like, excuse me. All right, okay, geez, go and do other things. Also, yeah, there was the whole thing about, what was it? There was a story this week that they're doing a Bloodborne animated movie. And what's his chops? Jacksepticeye is like a producer on it or something. I'm like, all right. I mean, some people will probably be excited. I was like, couldn't give a shit. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and we'll maybe catch you around. Have a good evening. Hang on, did the cat just talk to me? All right, I was hoping it would like pss, 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 pss. Oh, the fucking cat talks. Yeah, so there's this whole thing of, oh hey, we're making a Bloodborne, and I'm like, Sony always seems desperate to keep finding ways to go explore the station, meet new folks, offer to help them. Like, Sony always seems really interested in trying to retain, like, it's funny, right? Because if you look at how this From Software and Sony have worked, like, they did Demon Souls, and then Sony kind of didn't really believe in it all that much. It then becomes the biggest fucking thing. It develops this really, you know, good word of mouth and everything else, and then lo and behold, it becomes like they do Dark Souls, and then it's like, God, because Dark Souls, they did it without Sony. They were like, no, we're gonna do this without you, because Bandai Namco published Dark Souls. So it's always funny to me how they, right, so I don't think there's anything down there. I think, because Sarah's the name of the girl, it's Yo-Yo I want to find, but I don't know where Yo-Yo is. Just double check. But yeah, it always strikes me that Sony are like desperate, because then of course they got them to come back and they did Bloodborne, and at the same time FromSoft made Dark Souls 2. And it always struck me that because Bloodborne has got such a good reputation and people love it, and you know, it's really good. Like, I made a video about my design dive on it. It came out, did it last year? And I had a good time playing Bloodborne, and it always feels like they're so desperate to make Bloodborne more of a thing and get people invested in Bloodborne, in a way that's like, but at the same time, like, FromSoft are like, whatever. Like, we're working on other things, we don't really care. They're focusing on Elden Ring, and then they're working on, you know, well, they did Elden Ring, and now they've got the Dusk Bloods. Is that the one that's the Switch 2 exclusive that's coming out hopefully this year? So yeah, they're like, oh, we're doing an animated movie, and I'm like, well, I don't really care about that at all. Like, that doesn't seem particularly interesting to me. Because one, I don't really want someone to do a narrative. Like, here's a. The whole point of the Souls games is that you figure out the narrative yourself by playing through it and like feeling it out, and then it's you know, I always quite enjoy coming and playing these games years later, because then I go and find all the wiki. Note to Yo-Yo. Like, I always like that, you know, you can find all this stuff where people have figured out more of the lore. So the stuff I figure out myself, and then I go and then you go and read up on it and go, oh, right, okay, there's actually more, there's more depth to this than I thought. Or like, I like that people have already went and done some of this, so then I can go and use them to fill in the gaps of my knowledge. So like right now, for example, when we've been playing Dark Souls 3, I've been trying to read up on bits of lore that I figured out. And it was like, hang on a minute, why is this happening and why is that happening? And it feels like, you know, certain parts of the world are like time is collapsing and space is collapsing in that game in a really interesting way. But anyway, yep, good to see you, Jack. I'll catch up with you over the weekend. I'll drop you a message. We'll try and get on and play some Helldivers or something sometime. There's a great scene in Crazy People with Dudley Moore in a mental institution where they try to sell the advertising pitch to Sony. Is Sony Boney. Oops. They, you know, got busted there too. They nearly figured that out. And there's going to be a Sekiro anime. All right, okay. Like, but yeah, like, I don't get. Like, I kind of enjoy the fact that the story of each of the Soulsborne games is a mystery that you figure out, and you figure out your own interpretation of the narrative as you go. And then based on how you end it, also that gives you, you know, there is a kind of narrative RPG element always to it to a certain degree. Oh, we're having a flashback. Am I just wandering around with a cup of coffee? Oh, okay. Apparently voluntary. Jeez. Voluntary offerings of the of the. He's in the database. He offered up his kidneys. Those games seem to be one of the poetic games I've seen in terms of, yeah, like, I kind of like that it gives the player their own. I mean, sure, there's never a definitive narrative, like, you know, because Prom never come out and go, this is the story, but people glean from it. Like, I'm just in the middle of reading oh, what's it called? There's a book that Tune and Fairweather put out, which is essays about Bloodborne. Let me find it. Scroll. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of books they put out about Elden Ring, but given I haven't played it yet, I'm refraining. Yeah, I've also got the Abyssal Archive, which is the book about the mythology of Dark Souls that I haven't got around to reading yet because I'm waiting until I finish 3. Yeah, there we go. Blood Echoes. It's an anthology of essays written about Bloodborne. And it's really good. It's really interesting because it's like people giving their takes on certain aspects of the narrative, and attacking and countering gains energy. It decreases by dodging and being passive. All right. And then when the energy bar is filled, press R2 to shoot an enemy with devastating effect. Boink, 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 boink. Nice. But yeah, it's kind of a neat idea of like different people giving their interpretations of Bloodborne, and then talking about what makes that resonate with them. But some of them are really pulling into the lore and narrative of it, and then others are like, so there was one, I think it's one of the first essays is sort of about how Bloodborne is actually a meditation on Jekyll and Hyde, to a certain degree, about the monster and like the works, and actually it also has it has like a lot of parallels with the writings of Robert Louis Stevenson. And I was like, oh right, okay. And I've read quite a bit of Robert Louis Stevenson, you know, and I thought, okay, that's not something I was expecting, but it's, I'm really enjoying hearing people give. And so there was one person who was just talking exclusively about the interesting thing about transitioning from fantasy, dark fantasy of Dark Souls into like kind of the occult and Cthulhian legend, but also like the emphasis on blood and kind of Victorian horror. And I thought, oh, that was a really, you know, some of them are really good. It's really worth it. If you're a fan of Bloodborne, you can buy the softcover version of the book for like £25. The hardcover's like 75, but it's got all this, it's in red, and it's got all this really gorgeous art in it and everything. It's really nice. All right. So there's all these plot threads I still need to... Right, can you help me with the... Right. Got the vacuum regulator. What was that? Oh god, visit an underground chat room. No, thank you. But yeah, I don't get the point in having an animation of Bloodborne, because it's like you're now trying to tell a definitive telling of that story. It's the same problem with a lot of video game adaptations, because you end up making a definitive telling of a narrative that is experiential, because people themselves decide what the narratives of those games are. Like, you know, I think about Mass Effect, like I have yet to play I have the Mass Effect Legendary Edition lying around because I used it once for an episode ages ago. I've never went back and played the Mass Effect trilogy because, as far as I'm concerned, the playthrough that I did is my playthrough, and that's my story. And so trying to get to a point of, because I still remember some of the decisions I made, and I was kind of happy with them, even like, you know, key moments of it. Like, I survived the suicide mission. I got everyone out in the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2, and it's so funny because, like, over time I've realized how big a deal that was, because so many people I speak to and they're like, oh, such and such died, and like then this person died or whatever on my suicide run and it completely fucked it, or like, you know, I was too precious about this character and then actually that got them killed, and I'm like, hang on, that actually was a thing, you could kill them off. And I mean, I don't really know Jacksepticeye from the next person. Like I've watched some of his stuff, but and clearly he's a fan, but I'm like, and he's a producer on it. I'm like, all right, fair enough, but I don't like. It feels like, oh, that almost feels a little bit like the Markiplier Iron Lung thing, because that movie came out, and you know, Markiplier put a lot of time and a lot of his own time, money, and effort into that, and props to him. Like it seems like it went really well. And it feels like they're kind of leaning on that of like content creator, like we can lean on him and that's going to help us buy authenticity in it, yet conveniently, like notably From Software aren't involved in the adaptation. And I'm like, well, then I don't really care, because now we've got Sony doing an adaptation without the people who actually did the narrative to begin with, you know. Ironic that Lovecraft was such an inspiration for the Blood series in its period, and yet he was a rampant misogynist. It's always the problem, right? Like creatives, and then you suddenly discover, hey, maybe like really like their work, but maybe they're actually a grade A piece of shit. All right, this might be the last narrative thread I think to do for now, and then we can get out of here. I want to do another chapter of like actual game, you know. I was quite enjoying the pace of it, and then it's slowed to a crawl. And as much as it's like, oh, this is kind of neat, I'm like, I could have done with like half of this. I feel like the pacing's just broken it a little bit. Excalibur. I'll have a wee bit more brew. Life did take an unexpected turn I didn't ask for. Both in this video game and in my own life. I mean, there's Hemingway, Picasso, etc. I get rid all the artists that had a functional problem. You'll have some very bare looking. Right. I mean, that's it. Like it is. It's kind of death of the artist. Do you? I mean, it's funny. Like oh, she's like, I'm a computer. Ain't got no larynx. Like it's funny. Like one of the things I've for the longest time. You'll notice now, like I do the live streams. We've got our conference, which, you know, that's a team effort and it's not owned by me, but I help front a lot of that because it's my work that helps drive a lot of interest and get companies on board to sponsor us. And you know, we've got the newsletter and there's so much more of me out there now. And I talked about it recently in the AI Existential Crisis, the first part of it in the video format, and we'll talk more about it in part 2 and 3, that I'm much more front facing nowadays, as we need to talk about the state of AI in the games industry and how we need to fight back against AI for the sake of AI and actually celebrate meaningful and good developments in this space. You know, rather than just all this shite that's flooding the space. And it's always something I've been very reticent about doing, because I never really wanted to have myself as a personality, which is funny because I'm a fucking content creator on YouTube, but I never wanted myself as a personality to be particularly front facing. Get familiar with the station. Oh, for goodness sake. Just let me get on with it. I just want to get on with, like, if you go way back to the beginning, think about how many videos of mine that I've made before you ever actually saw me in them. I've never been a fan of me being a part of the content because I didn't really want, I think I've done them all. Rolf Hurd requested I wait for him at the place of his residence. Yep. Oh, there's a shiny. But yeah, like, you know, to your point, it's like, I don't really want people to have to think about me in the context of the work, because some people don't like me and some people won't like me for specific reasons, but I still want you to be able to enjoy the videos and learn something from them. The newsletter is a little different because there is a lot more of my personality in the writing. And yes, there's personality in the writing of the videos, but and there's more of me in the videos nowadays as well. But I started this thing all out with the ambition of a kind of death of the author mentality of like, you shouldn't have to know who I am to care about the stuff that I do. And my opinion on that has softened nowadays. Rose and gun on the wall there, very good. Oh, he's got guitars. But yes, it does become semantically sticky when you start to associate creative output with personal opinion. It's always why, if you watch the episodes of AI in Games, the main case study videos, I don't express opinions. It's just, here's the facts, here's the information. I will add some of my own personal flourish to the delivery, but you know, you won't have me telling you you know, I won't go in and start telling you, like, injecting my opinion on a lot of the stuff that we're talking about in those episodes. Whereas the newsletter, I do inject it because part of the point of the newsletter is to be able to look at the headlines and then actually give my informed perspective on what import that has. And it's been interesting, certainly in the last year. Like I had a meeting a couple of weeks ago with a fairly big company who were just interested in kind of catching up on what we're doing and whether we could collaborate on anything. And I discovered a lot of people at that. Like I ended up in a call with like 15 people, and like most of them read the newsletter. And like I did a presentation for them, and then afterwards I did a Q&A, and like half the questions were like, so yeah, in this newsletter a couple of weeks ago you said this, why do you think that? And I was like, huh, interesting. So yeah, but here I think it's important to express my personal opinions, but also back them up with a lot more fact, and back them up with at least a stance that I can justify and argue for. Particularly as I'm trying to argue against so much of the brazen adoption and reckless adoption of AI in the industry, and trying to warn people of like, there are safer ways to go about doing this. Sometimes the way to do it is not to do it at all. But whereas I still treat the case studies with a kind of sanctity, as it were. Like they will continue to act like that. And of course he's got a katana. Because the guy's just weird. What's he giving me? A pickaxe. We break into the termite layer and then we take the battery from Uncle Ben. That does not sound like a very good plan. I think that's where we're going. Uncle Ben is an absolute psycho, so we're going to have to go and kill him. All right, let's do it. Finally, we're going to get onto some combat. I'm always on the side of Finman that... was it... No, oh, hang on. I missed part of that comment there. I need to scroll back and read it. Knowledge will always enrich art, never subtract. I guess the main issue is framing what you call art, where it starts and the person stops. There we go. Ooh, look at that pixelation. It's very yummy. Yeah, like, I think, to me, there is a lot of the video work, I consider it my art, as it were. I believe in doing a good job with that, and there is certainly an aspect of it that has me all over it, but I always like, and I think that's how it preserves and how it endures. as valuable educational material is that the emphasis is always on the material and the subject matter rather than me, but it just comes through my lens, which is undeniable. Like, that has to happen. But yeah, it's funny how I've always been, I still kind of am like, you know, people, sometimes I've been asked about, oh, you know, like being more of an influencer or whatever else, and I'm like, I could not give a shit. Like, I'm quite happy to be here. I'm quite happy being online, chatting with you folks while I'm playing this game and stuff like that. It's nice to have our community, both here and on in like the Discord server, and of course the people meet at the conference. Like, it's amazing that we've been able to build this community, but it's like and I talked about this recently, like in a comment that somebody left me. I was like, on one of the videos, I'm like, I have zero aspirations of being an internet personality. I could not care less. But I want the videos and I want my work to be successful. And so, but sadly, the trapping is, well, often if you're making content, it's people align with the creator, you build parasocial dynamics and everything else. And yeah. So, right, come on, let's get on with some fucking combat here. I feel like we've... Let's get back into it. God, the game is like obsessed with having you explore it, and I'm like, just let me get on with like the interesting bit of the game. I'll scan the shiny, and I'll scan the other shiny. Fine. Let's go. Speaking of let's go, we went to see myself and Matt, we went to see the Mario Galaxy movie last week? No, it wasn't last week, it was the week before. They have raised the train car. We're gonna have to find a way to get that down. I wonder if anyone else has seen it. It's a movie. Like, I actually enjoyed it more than the first one. I wouldn't say I particularly enjoyed, like, they're like, it's just like just eating a fistful of sugar for 90 minutes and then and going, and then it, like, that was nice, and then at the end you kind of forget. When in combat, use, oh right, break the armor. Armored enemies are immune to basic attacks and gun blasts. And press... Okay. Game's clearly communicating, I'm going to need this very shortly. Fair warning, there's been some issues with later chapters due to corrupt saves, so it might be worth copying your save game folder at the end of the stream. Yeah, I heard about that. Oh. Oh, so you hook onto that. Gotcha. And then through here. Doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop. Ooh. But yes, thanks for the heads up. There we go. Come on, let's keep going. Game clearly wants me to go in that door. Armored enemies are immune to basic attacks, and the gun blast until their armor is destroyed. I understand. Nice. Oh. Very cool. Oh. Oh, right, that's a parry. Nice. All right. I quite like the breaking of the armor, like kind of slices it down and stuff. And also, yeah, so I fired the gun very close to an enemy and that triggered the little execution animation. That was quite neat. All right, Star-Lord, you can come with. Everyone's hairstyle is like ridiculously bad. I love it. Yeah, oh god, like flashback sequels, like Fade to Black. Everyone remember that? Fade to Black was just not quite it, was it? You your working gun. Usa. Come on, come on. But enough. Skip. I want to get back to the game. A little bit. The game seems a little bit too obsessed with its exposition, often to the detriment of the pacing. Uh-oh. These guys again. But let's be optimistic. Okay. You're going to love Metal Gear Solid 3. Yes, I was going to say, so we did put a vote out on the YouTube channel as to like the next game that voted for that we play through. Pragmata might get in the way of that, but it looks right now it's going to be MGS3 Delta. Oh dear. Jumping! Nope. That was not right. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3. I never finished Metal Gear Solid 3 back in the day. I remember I played Metal Gear Solid 3 when it first came out. Oh, what? Lame. I played Metal Gear Solid 3 on the PS2 when it came out, and I was not a fan of it. Like, so it's funny, because, like, I quite enjoyed the original Metal Gear Solid. And then, the second one was okay. Right, so hang on. Oh no, I need to go over it. What am I doing? Oh, fucking hell. I thought the second one was good, if not great. I really didn't like that they shifted to a different protagonist at the time. I was just like, what? I've only just got to the point where I actually started liking all the characters, and then now we've got this random annoying kid. But yeah, like the third one, this is when it was like, all right, this is too much of Kojima's eccentricities to the point that I thought it was detrimental to the game as a whole. And so yeah, like, as you say, exciting cutscene followed by a 10-minute PowerPoint presentation about the Cold War, followed by 10 minutes of radio. Yep, absolutely. So I think I got to a point, I want to say about at least maybe more than halfway through it, where I was just like, I'm fucking done with this. And so it's funny, like, but also I found the game mechanically very annoying. Well, I thought I was going to be able to jump there, but no, just fell to my death. I thought the game was mechanically very annoying. And so, like, being able to hot swap out, like, it seems like they made changes to make it easier to, like, swap out your camouflages and you equip items and stuff, and I'm like, oh, good, because I hated all that in the original. But yes, I'm not expecting the narrative to be delivered any better than it was before. Fucking hell, that's annoying. I just finished Death Stranding late last year. Or was it the turn of this year? I'm trying to remember. I think it was last year. Around the end of the year, I finished Death Stranding, and it was just like, oh my god, that. It was the director's cut as well, so it was like, oh, you know, we've got so much narrative we need to share with you. I'm like, give me a break. Particularly given it's, if you, oh fuck, I went too fucking early. If you've played Death Stranding, you'll know, like, it has a couple of twists in the narrative. Twists that if you've been playing the game at all, you figure out several hours before they happen. And then, the game, like, there's a big kind of plot reveal at the end of the game, which I saw coming a mile away. And then the game is obsessed with, like, trying to communicate it to you. And I'm like, oh my god, like, shut up, I figured this out ages ago. And the game's like, no, you need to really, and then, right, we're gonna, in case it wasn't obvious, we're gonna have an extra scene in the director's cut that kind of acts as an epilogue that explains it all. And I'm like, oh my god, just end. Just, like, it took the hobbits less time to get that ring to feckin' Mordor than it did for you to finish this story. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Sarcasm. Oh, fuck off. I didn't actually see that there, and then I just jumped to my death. Okay. Losing the... All right, there we go. Oh, what? I'm not moving. I was always a Thief the Dark Project man when it comes to stealth, something eternally delicious. Yeah, I keep threatening at some point we'll do a... I think I'm not supposed to jump that high up. I'm supposed to fall down and then hit the lower ledge, and then, yeah, I'm misreading that. I'm just biffing that. That's the problem. There we go. Oop, go, 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 go. There we go. Come on. Oh shit. Oh no. What am I doing here? Nope. Biffed it. Right, come on. Nope. What? I don't quite understand where I'm meant to go here. Am I supposed to go out the top? Fuck. It's a great 2D. I think I played The Fall at some point. One of those like single man indie projects that was developed for forever or something. I'm forgetting. Maybe I'm getting it confused with something else. Yeah, I know our timing must be precise. I'm fucking well aware that my timing has not been fucking precise. Ah, bastard. There we go. Run, mate, run! Hopefully Rolf Hurd is safe. Beef is on the backlog of like games to cover at some point. I have a list, like almost like a bucket list of like games that we need to cover on the YouTube series at some point. We're gonna score 3 of them off this year, at least based on my current, well, 4, I guess, based on the current stuff I'm working on right now. We should actually score one of them in like June this year, and then probably one in July or August. It's quite exciting. Oh, hello. Who's this guy? Oh, shit. He's a big boy. You are so fucking dead. All right, Rambo. Nope. Ow. Oh, we got him a bit. Oh. Oh no, what the hell? Why did you... I tried to dodge and it didn't. That's annoying. There we go. Yeah, like certainly, like Thief and Half-Life have been. For our Goal State backers, because we were talking about it on the Discord a few days ago, I've just updated a bunch of chapters because they've all been. I finished editing a bunch of chapters for Goal State, the book of Goal State in the last couple of weeks, and I finally, like on Monday, I think it was, I finished the history of AI, the brief history of AI in games chapter that I'd been working on. And that was one where I was trying to see, like, how much can I cover? Like, what I wanted to do was basically, like, originally it was a brief, but the chapter is now 55 pages. Of, like, if I was to tell you like a rough history of like of important games that came along in the development of AI in games from, I mean, I start in the 1950s, right? I go all the way back to, or even earlier than that. I talk about like the very early chess automatons and all this sort of stuff, and like how games were involved in AI research. But then also I talk about like important games that were critical to the medium, and we start talking a lot more about those those projects that, yep. So I need to find a way to get up there. So I was just finishing, there was certain games that I was like, we need to make sure we've got them in it. So I just finished writing a whole bit about, I wrote about, there's one segment which to me is like I refer to it as the golden age of shooters, where I write about Half-Life, is it Quake 3 Arena, Half-Life, Halo 2, and Fear. And I'm like, if you were, because I do a lot of these talks, I go and talk at industry events and I talk with students and things like that. One of the things I always bring up is like, if you want to talk about like seminal games in, for game AI, if you want to talk about like, so what are some of the most important games that were ever made in terms of the development of the industry, but also critically like the development of AI in the industry, and I often talk about, so I end up in that I focus on Doom, Quake to a lesser extent, but specifically Quake 3, The Sims, Half-Life, Fear, Halo 2. I also bring up a few other kind of important games of the era at varying degrees, but it's like those are the games that, and like GoldenEye is actually one of them as well. Like people don't quite realize, like GoldenEye was a big deal because it was quite influential in all the other games. Like Half-Life was like we talk about this in my episode, like Half-Life was influenced by GoldenEye, and like the team at Valve met the GoldenEye devs and stuff like that, and how they were all trying to solve the same thing in different ways, and blah blah blah. And did I miss that in some way? No. Right, so, oh, I can keep going that way. Yes, I mean, Goal State is shaping up now to be around 30 to 40 hours of video content. So it's a book, it's a set of like lectures, actual recorded video lectures, and then you'll get like the book with it. You can, well, depending on the tier of it, you get like the book, you maybe get the slides that go with it, and there'll also be tutorials that people can get as well, for like Unreal Engine and Unity, where we're covering an awful lot of like, hey, here's how you can do here's how you can implement an awful lot of these things in games. And so this is just part one, I guess. It's like the first course I wanted to do. It's already way bigger than I planned, and everything else. And I mean, thankfully I'm grateful to everybody who crowdfunded us before. We're on track to release later this year. It's really beginning to take shape now. I finished writing the lecture slides for 2 of the chapters this week, but I'm also finishing writing the behavior tree chapter right now. I've only got about 4 chapters left to write after this one. The whole course is 22 chapters. So it's really great to see it beginning to take shape. It's been a huge amount of work, and I'm quite excited about what we can do when it's done, and then what can it lead to us doing afterwards. Right, hang on, is this one of these, like... Yeah, do that. There we go. So yeah, we'd originally hoped that Goal State would be done last year. end of last year. But one of the problems that happened, I mean, it does say on the Kickstarter page, it's like, look, there's one thing that will happen is I run a business and we are trying to sustain ourselves. So there's a chance that other work will slow us down. And so hence I've been a bit more vocal in the last few months, particularly in the Discord, about like, here's where we are with it, because I'm conscious people are like, you've been working on this now for like over a year. Where is it? It's like, we have written, like, there's a 380 page book right now that you can go and, well, you can only read about 340 pages of it. That's available in public review if you're a backer, but like the rest of it's still on the back end. But I've written the 400, it's 135,000 words or something like that. It's ridiculous. So I basically wrote my own textbook. I crowdfunded writing my own textbook, and I'm turning it into a video series as well, essentially. So we've got that happening. And, oh, there we go. Up we get. Come on. So that's slowly coming together. But the thing that did actually slow us down was because we found that, oh, everything does take longer than you think. And I do regret not working harder on it. One of the things, we were just chatting about this with my partner earlier today, one of the biggest regrets I have is, like last year, particularly as work really began to ramp up in different respects, I let goal state slip. And it would be like, oh, I can come back to it. And then the next thing you know, I was like a month or two behind schedule. So whereas this year, I've been like, no, I'm forcing myself to still continue to write and produce goal state while we're in the middle of working on 2 client projects right now. So we're really busy, and we're putting together this year's conference. So we have a lot going on. And, hang on, how do I? Oh, hang on. Do I need to come out and then jump? There we go. That's what I'm doing wrong. Whee! But yeah, like, so this year I've been like, no, we're not allowing ourselves to do this. Like, when work is stacking up elsewhere, we will continue to still deliver, like, continue to work on goal state. So I've been literally working on, this is kind of where what I was saying earlier at the start of the stream, I've been doing a lot of extra hours at work, and also I'm just tired because I'm kind of working on like 4 things at once. It's kind of nuts. Oh. Yeah, fuck you. There we go. Get him. Oh, I thought maybe I'd move in a bit closer there, but I did not. Oh, that was cool. There we go. 1. You're gonna 1-2 it? No, he isn't. We're good. It'll be this one. He then 1-2s it. There we go. Nice. So yeah, it's been quite crazy. And like I say, like the thing that did actually really slowed me down was we founded a non-profit so we could run our conference. And then I went from running my own little company to try and do my own stuff to now I run 2. And like, actually we've actually had several very positive things happen with the conference this week. I'm really excited to announce all that when it is ready to announce. But yeah, we basically confirmed a couple of sponsors. We've confirmed a couple of sponsors this week. We're also working on another project. We're working on a couple of projects at the conference level, but we're kind of putting together what this year's conference is going to be. We put out the first talks from the 2025 conference this week as well. So there's so many things happening at once. And, you know, credit to the team between, like, I've got Prada who's doing a lot of the biz dev stuff on my end. I've got Sally doing the event management. I've got George helping me with that. Like, we've got a great team of people who are all working their asses off, trying to make all this come together. That looks really good. Like, they're really having fun now with that sprite shading and like the occlusion and like the focus on the camera and all that sort of stuff. It's looking really neat. Well, that's Uncle Ben. Our security has been compromised. Is that right, Rambo? I sent them out under deed. And now I'm going to kill all of you. Ah, prick. Valhalla, eh? Could do with a bit of a tidying though. Cheers, Buzz. You have a good one. Thanks for popping by. Go hit the hay, or whatever it is you need to do, depending on time. I have no idea where you are. Some folk are already going to bed because it's late out there. But all right, let's see. We need to get to him unnoticed. I bet you this does not go as planned. Pipe breaks in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. There we go. Ow. Let's go. Gonna take that guy out with a gun. Take these guys out. Ooh. Ah, neat. Oh, that's a new animation. Nice. Oh. There we go. Hey, Adji, how you doing? Forever young, never too late is my motto, but we don't talk about my lack of sleep. I try and get a decent amount. But I'm now at that point where I'm like, what do you mean it's after midnight? It's funny because I used to be quite the night owl. I probably, back when my grad school days, like, I maybe only slept, like, yeah, back at grad school, I think you'd be lucky if I slept more. 5 hours a night. But also I was like 25. So, yeah. But like I used to get so much work done in the little hours of the morning, like 10 p.m. to like 2 a.m. was like my like magic hour. I used to get so much work done at that time of night when there was no distractions. And then yeah, like I graduated and I got a job, which meant I had to get up early. Remember at the job I had, I used to have to get there at like 8 a.m. or whatever. Well, I think I better move. No. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, yeah. So I used to have to, like, I remember right, that job, I had to be in the office by like 8 a.m. and I had to commute. It was like an hour and a bit commute to my job. So I was always up at like 4 to 6 or something. It was rough. And that broke me. Like after that, I ended up, it was like, nope, I am used to getting up early and not being up too late. And like my partner sometimes likes to blame herself. Oh, that was the wrong button. Shit. Like, oh, hey, you know, it's my fault that you used to be a night owl and now you're not. And I'm like, nah, it wasn't really. It was the job. But now I'm like, get to my bed by 11. Solid 8 hours sleep is the way to go. I will happily like put in an 8 to 10 hour day, get a good night's sleep, and then do an extra day at the weekend rather than like, you know, working late. Like crunching like that doesn't work for me anymore. And oh, for fuck's sake. Right, I got that. Yep. Oh, shit, I biffed that. Right, I'm assuming the next thing is down here. Or not. Nope. So what am I supposed to do now? Oh, there we go. Don't jump. There we go. Still need to go and fight Uncle Ben, don't I? No, nothing. I'm looking for shinies. Find my evidence. Nope. Creepy noises in the distance. What's that? It is very cold. Right. That's a dead end. That get me up and over? Yes, it does. Sometimes I'm still having trouble like reading the environment and like where to go. There we go. I knew there was some creepy shit. That was quite clever, though. Just having it in the foreground. Well, I'm getting, like, what's that film called? The Descent vibes all of a sudden. That's the film where it's like the women who are cave divers and they find like the monsters under the surface, like kind of monstrous cannibal people. Uh-oh. Hello. It's the termites, they're scared of us. Being us in cages. Alright, you want me to break you out? Upstairs radio lock. Help us. We'll help you with whatever it is you're doing and doing down here, you weirdo. Oh. Oh wow, okay. You're like a crazy person. Oh, so we need to do multiple, and that's how you get them. What the fuck was that? Guy's like, that's neat, like a new NPC archetype that changes the gameplay up a little bit. It's like, right, now you need to do multiple. Then I think one of the Batman games does that as well, does it not? There's one enemy that comes along where it's like, all right, you need to now do lots of parrying. Nope. And then leap. Yep. Nope. Okay, that way. Just when the lights all go out on me or something. Sounds like we're going to get into a combat sequence. Oh yeah, look at this keeps happening where I end up in a particular location and then it's like, I'm going to fall into a space with 10 people I need to kill. Oh, look at that, lo and behold. There we go, he's dealt with. Whoop. And then just shoot him straight away. Oh, crap. Oh no. That's new. Two, three, smack, and then... Yeah, it's funny how this game really loves to just kind of, you never walk into combat, you fall into combat. It's just like, right, you need to have an awkward situation where you're going to fall into a space with 10 enemies and then you'll find it out. You're like, okay, nope, nope, that is not. What am I missing here? There's probably something back over this way. Oh, power supply or something like that, maybe, I don't know. Right. Drag this back over with me. Also, they really like having lots of enemies all clustered up, and then when you see them, it's like, ah, okay. Oh, hang on. There we go. Figured it out. But I do quite like that they use because they're doing like kind of Batman Arkham style combat. Hope you morons remember alphabet. Oh, right, hang on. Knife. B chains I. Knife. Cross. Chains I. Nope. No. Okay, hang on. Knife, cross, chains, I, or is it I, chains, cross, knife? Nope. What am I getting wrong here? The Metro 2039 trailer. Yeah, I'd heard. I've never actually played I never played Metro Exodus. I should really go back and play that sometime. Yeah, I, chains. No, I'm getting that wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. You can read this. Don't touch slave cages. Cages controlled by me, Bone Crusher, and my squad. Slaves are locked. Need slaves? Ask me first. I see you take slaves. You become slave too. For Warfang and Nate, look to your right. Password. Oh, CADB. CADB. Chains, knife, eyes, cross. Got it. All right. Oh, there's going to be some fighting here for sure. Nope. Oh, here we go. No, we rescued everybody. Oh yeah, they got out. Great, yay! I'm a hero. And they're all emotionally traumatized. You bloody did it. What's that? Oh god, sorry, just catching up on some industry goss. Like I said, London Games Festival's this week, so the new Game Plus event is happening today. I couldn't make it down to London or into London, as it were, because I'm just been swamped work-wise. But yeah, I'm picking up on some goss about what's been happening. Back off. It's going to be one of these things where, like, they maybe come from the back and I need to protect these wee guys. Don't you dare hurt my new friends. Piss off. Fortunately, the audio is really well done, so I can tell when they're coming from the left, because you hear the footsteps quite clearly. No. Off you go. Eat it. Oh no, we're gonna go through this and then everyone's gonna die. Oh, phew. Oh, right. God, that was dumb luck that I did that. No. Off you toddle. You leave my little bearded friends alone. Man, it's a good looking game. Just the lighting and like they've just done such a good job of all of this. Really helps communicate the tone and mood of the game that they were aiming for. Mate, what are you doing? Yep, we'll deal with Ben in a minute. You guys need to get out of the dark. Oh, hang on. And push. Or pull. Right. I will go and deal with the Ben guy. Big boss battle then for this chapter, I'm assuming. Doop-a-doo. I feel like this is going to be relevant in a second. It's introducing stuff here like, hey, pay attention. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Come on. Oh, that's quite tightly timed. That. Oh, right. So I should go over here first and then hop and then jump again. Aim it. Nice. Nearly there. There we go. See, there we go. They were introducing this going, by the way, you're going to need to know how to deal with this in a minute. Nope. That is not how you deal with it. Completely mistimed that. There we go. We can get to the end of this chapter and fight Uncle Ben. That'd be a good place to stop it, I think. For this cheeky little quick look. Hang on, I maybe don't want... I want to be here. Oh, come on! Oh, I didn't notice that it's like it's missing. That's why there was a... I was like, this seems a bit convenient that I can avoid going that whole path above me and then, oh no, wait, I actually do need to go that way. All right, go, go, go. Nice. Come on. Nice, nice. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. Hang on. Yeah, I have to go all the way up, don't I? Doesn't seem to be any other option. Right, I couldn't tell whether or not there was a wall blocking that. Again, sometimes the readability of the environment is a little bit tough, which is funny because considering it's got this 2.5D thing going on, you would think sometimes I'd just be able to like maybe nudge the camera slightly with the right stick just to give me that little bit more clarity, but it doesn't let you do that. It's like, no, what we're showing you is the definitive view, which I appreciate, but also sometimes I'm like, it would be great if I could just nudge this a tiny bit for a bit more clarity. A leery blonde bastard. I'm a super soldier douchebag. Oh, I've been called worse. Nope. Hi, guys. Oh, shit. That's the fucker right there. What is it? Like I said, this game, it just loves putting you in front of a bunch of enemies at once. Uh-oh. Come on. Ah, the wind up for that move is really long, and so sometimes it's like they can get the upper hand on you, and it's quite frustrating. There we go. Fuck off. And one more time with feeling. Come on. There we go. Having the gun just charged up so you can use it whenever you want is really nice sometimes, when it's just like, right, I'm just gonna Indiana Jones this guy. There we go. Doopy 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 doo. So does my... I'm assuming my health replenishes at the end of the fight. Yeah, man. Oh, hi. Shit. Oh, hey, look at that. I've been kicked into a pit with a bunch more bad guys again. This game really loves dropping you into pits full of bad guys. There we go. Woo. Two and three. Smack. Getting the hang of it now. Like, sometime there is like an interesting window also, like the hatchet attack to cut through the armor has like a very, like, it's got like about a second wind up time on it. And so if you're a little too slow, the game punishes you. Also, like, sometimes you commit to an action and then you're like, oh no. Maybe I should dodge and avoid it or whatever. Oh, right. Do I now climb up this way? Am I going to try and take the lift again? Is that the plan? After the guy kicked me. Yeah. I was going to say there's either the shinies this way or the shinies back that way. So far, yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I think if you enjoy like one, I'm quite enjoying that there's a kind of Batman Arkham-esque component to the combat, but also like the platforming is quite fun, and like I'm generally just enjoying the vibe of it. It's fun to pick up, it's fun to play. It has a weight to it, which I quite appreciate in the kind of the game feel. Particularly in the controls, which is quite neat. Here or yeah, there. And also as someone who did kind of grow up a lot with bullshit, with games like Flashback and stuff, and Prince of Persia, the original Prince of Persia, it's like this is very much ticking those boxes for me. but it's also got this really cool retro aesthetic, and it's doing a lot of really cool things there. But yeah, I think it's really neat. I would be remiss to say I don't know how much it is. As I think it's like $20 or something at launch. Ooh. Nope. Oh, jeez. That's annoying. Because they're overlapping with each other. There we go. Nope. Right, get the rest of his armor off. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Damn it. Okay, so the gun is also not a get you out of jail free card. It still has a bit of a wind up to it. Oh, hey, you can take them down with a gun as well. I wasn't sure whether or not. I thought maybe she'd get out of it. Ah, oh, it's annoying. Yeah, there's a bit of a wind up time on it. Oh, come on. I was hoping I could parry that in time, but it didn't connect. I'm beginning to regret saying I recommend this game. No, I'm kidding. Oh, I was hoping that the gun would be fast enough there that as he went for me. Yeah, I totally biffed that fight. I still came out of it in one piece, but yeah, totally biffed it. I came through here, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. I came from the right. Nope, I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm like, yeah, I didn't come from this way, did I? Despite the fact I clearly never walked down these stairs. I'm an idiot. But no, it's got a really, I think it's quite neat. There's a lot of fun things happening, and it's just really well put together. Yep. Bad guy in front of me. There we go. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, smack. Oh, geez, they're still going to fire. Nope. One, 2, 3. Oop. 1 and 2. There we go. Big guy. Put his armor off. And the other one. Woo! Damn it, I wanted to shoot the gun at him. Not the other one. I wanted to shoot the gun at the big guy. also, like, when the big guys run at you, you can't dodge away from them. You're supposed to dodge under them. That's a little annoying. Oh no, I actually went down there. All right, let's try that again. Yep, cramped up in the hands quite bad. One, two, three, smack. Oh, Jinx, here we go. There we go. Guy with a gun is down. Woo! Right, it's just the big guys that are left. Almost. Ouch. Yep, I know. There we go. I don't know. Alright, thanks for checking in. Can't wait for him to see this boss. Alright. I can't tell if that's like, oh, this boss is going to be really cool, or you're going to really dislike this. Oh, hey, we must be getting near the boss. Yeah, man. Jump. Bum, bum, bum. Am I just going to fall out of this vent and then land in an area conveniently full of lots of enemies and a boss? Like this game really loves doing. Alright. Turn the lights on and search for it. Nope. Is there a puzzle here I'm missing or something? No, right. Oh, right, there's a shiny over there. Oh, no, I thought that might be the thing I'm looking for. Right, what does it say? Running gate control, please wait. Switching to, there's an automatic emergency situation. Please reboot the gate system, please use your ID card. ID not card found. I don't really get what's supposed to... am I supposed to double back further? Or go further forward? I don't know. No, I'm not going back down there again. Surely not. No, like, what the hell? I need the ID card, right, I got that, but I can't figure out where the ID card is. Oh, shit. Yeah, there's a dead end. No, I have not missed anything here. There's nothing back this way, is there? Yeah, this is the second time I've backtracked on myself and fell down an elevator shaft. No. Climb up to the right. I didn't... Was there anything there? There isn't a vent or anything. It's not... It's just a... There's a doorway there, but that's closed off. Right. Did I climb up to the right? Oh, what the fuck? Why didn't that happen before? Did I climb up to the right from here? Right, so hang on, like, can I get through? Alright, so that's working. Like, that didn't light up before. I wonder if there was a bug that occurred. Yeah, this doesn't seem to do anything. It's very annoying. Hang on, I'm going to restart. Thanks for having a look, Curio. I am going to reload a checkpoint. Here. Right, so that's lighting up now. But I need to find the thing that I can't find because it's too dark. It does seem like the... No, I am not getting anywhere here. I wonder if it is a bug. Because it does seem like I'm looking for something I can't find. Yep, it's, yeah, you can interact with these, but they don't seem to do anything. Yep, that is frustrating. I wonder if there's like some sort of progression thing that's meant to kick in when we do this, and then it's just not actually happening. Look at the screen, there's a combo you need to do, I think. Yeah, I can't, if there is a combo, I'm not sure what it's meant. You used to have to do the puzzle. Oh, there's letters. I didn't realize you turned that on. There is no bug. Right. Hang on. But they don't seem to do anything. Oh, they do actually change. Ah, shit, my bad. Like, as near as I could tell, they weren't doing anything. And so I was like, well, what's... Alright, okay, so that's one. Is that... No. Okay, so you need to get all three of them. Make them all green. Right. Okay, gotcha now, thank you. Also, this actually, like, I actually didn't notice that was changing because of my color blindness. I had to, like, really focus on it to then notice that things were... Alright. Oh no, I've made that wrong. Okay. Okay, I'm curious. Yeah, they do not have accessibility things there. Thank you for that, because genuinely, I was looking at those and they were. I could not tell that we were changing the colors on the little screens at the back. So at the central console here, yeah, I could see the difference, but here on these, I couldn't tell that there was a green square moving around, because I'm red-green colorblind. So yeah, there we go. Figured it out. Good job. Team effort. Right, brilliant. Thank goodness. I did wonder if that was going to happen to me at some point with this game, because of the color palette that they're using. Oh, that actually hurt my eyes having to focus on that so heavily. Boss. Oh yeah. This is boss territory. Oh. Right. We're going to fight this boss and we're going to call it. Oh, there we go. This seems like a boss arena. We are in Valhalla. Fight? You said fight? Oofed. Ow. There we go, we can hit him now. Oh, it's annoying. My first instinct is always I want to get an extra hit in, but then the game like, no, 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 you do not have the... Yep, every time I do that, I go for the extra hit, and then the game's like, no, you don't have the window. Oh. Oh. Oh shit. Crafty motherfucker. Oh, he's re-armored up. Ah. Thought I was going to dodge that in time. I did not. Nice. Yeah, I did have extra health because I went and did all the side quests in chapter 2. And then that gave me all the like extra perks for my health and like health pickups and stuff. Oh, is there a round 2? Here we go. Oh, come on. Oh, don't make me start the whole fight again. That's lame. Also, let me just skip the fucking cutscene. We've done this. Didn't even get the warm-up for that. Oh shit. I just used both of my health stims there by accident. Come on. Damn it. Fuck off. Right. Let's skip this cutscene and get straight to it. Oh, there we go. Double. Guy's so jammy. Oh, he's got a double. Okay, so the stage 2 fight is extra annoying, it seems. Damn it. Right, I need to do a better job of that. I need to end with more health at the end of the first fight so that I'm not on the back foot at the beginning of the second fight. There we go. Having just a little bit of trouble just getting those dives in fast enough, you know? Oh, he's off ski. Right. Come on, buddy. Where's he getting all this extra body armor from when he goes up there? Sake. It's so... Those red attacks are very hard to dodge. Come on. Fuck. Oh, every time I'm like literally mashing the X button as he does it, and he's just too fast for it. And so I think you can't. Well, there we go. That was a bit better. Fucking. Right. Come on. It's making it clear to me I don't have the timings down for all the... Also, I clearly have a... I have a habit of trying to get an extra hit in when I shouldn't. I'm just being greedy. Like that. Fault. I should have dodged that better. There we go. Come on. Dogs. 1 and 2. So here we go, he's gonna do his gun thing again. Come on back, buddy. Nearly there. I knew staying there too long was a bad idea. No, 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 I'm not. You're not going to shoot me. I'm going to shoot you. 1 and 2. There we go. He was modified. He had 2 hearts. 2 big hearts. There we go. Oh. That was the trick. I'm very guilty of this when it comes to combo-based fighting like that, where I will, like, try to get 3 hits when I can only actually get 2, and I need to learn the lesson. Fuck your chair. This is medium. We should get out of here now. Oh, big hand running. Oops. Bollocks. Oh, we having a dream. Making plans for tomorrow night. Jeff. I'm aware, Jeff. Shut it, Jeff. Everything will be prepped and ready as per schedule. I like your optimism. Any... No. I was like, have I had any more emails, work emails come in? Good. How did they find me? I'm alive. I'm all right. Look at me. I got a cool jacket. Path that only leads to death. Extreme. You're just a human. No, I'm not. I'm really messed up. I've got a computer in my head and everything. All right, I am going to call it quits there at the end of chapter 3. Fantastic. Yeah, this has been great so far. I've had a really good time playing this. Occasional frustrations aside, got a really good feel to it. It's a really nice vibe. I quite enjoy the combat when it's clicking with me. Yeah, to your point, Ajay, like the controls. There is a. Can't tell if there's definitely like a window that you need to hit with certain activities. It's not quite as fluid as I thought it was going to be. Like if you think about it compared to like Batman is very fluid. Whereas here I found that there's sometimes like some of the windows, my muscle memory's not quite clicked to it yet, but you know, that boss was a good way to like kind of go to point out to me. But also like some of the moves have a cool like a warm-up time. So like the armor cut thing, that has a wind up to it. And you have to really be mindful of it when you've got bigger enemies trying to do undodge, like we're trying to do those red attacks. So you're like, right, I really need to time this now because otherwise they're going to hit me right before I'm going to connect with it. And I've noticed it's quite punishing like that. It doesn't do priority check of like, well, I'm doing that attack in that moment and it bounces it back, or it gives me priority. Like if you ever watched the episode that I did on the AI Spider-Man, I talk about they have the beat to the punch system where it's like in certain circumstances like that Spider-Man always wins because it feels better for the player. Here it actually is quite punishing. It's like, no, I'm not really giving you that much of a window to play with. And it's forcing me to really to basically pay more attention and learn, rather than sometimes I'm like, if I just keep hitting this thing fast enough, I'll be able to overcome it. But no, it's been good fun. I appreciate them sending me out a key. I would recommend it. I think if you've liked what you've seen in terms of the aesthetic and play style of this, I'd definitely give it a shot. It's Steam Deck verified, so I am going to probably continue playing it on my Steam Deck over the next week or so, when I actually have time to play games that aren't content related, because we've got we've literally got one episode. We've got an episode of Artifacts in the edit right now, and I'm finishing writing the next episode of AI in Games, which will go into the edit next week. So we've got like Shradda and I are editing 2 episodes next to each other because we're doing Alien again. The next episode of AI in Games is Rogue Incursion, and she was like, I'm not editing that because it's a horror game. I'm like, fine. So she's editing Artifacts on the GDMC while I'm doing Alien. So yeah, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been interesting. I'll hopefully be back on Wednesday. I might come back online on Sunday, maybe play a few rounds of Pragmata if I've got time in the afternoon. I've already got work I need to do over the weekend anyway. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. It's been good fun to play through this. I need to go and lie down and see if I can get some proper sleep tonight because we've got a busy day ahead. But yeah, have a good one. All the details for the game are in the description. Go and check it out if you want to find out more, and I will see you all pretty soon, maybe this weekend. All right, have a good one. Bye bye.